Hello, guys. Good morning. Hi. It's a pleasure to be here with you guys, and Weberton asked me to be here, and I'm married with a Brazilian woman. Her name is Raissa, and Silvina was a teacher for her for many years, and she loves Silvina and his family, and Weberton too. My name is Heber, and I was born in Newark, New Jersey. You know, like 10 miles from New York. I wish I could be, in New York more. I love New York City. But I live in Sarasota, Florida. I have a daughter, and her name is Isabella. It's a beautiful name, by the way. And I heard you guys are very good in English, and that's really good. I mean, you need English, anywhere in the world. It's very important. I want to talk to you a little bit about our life, our purpose in life. And, I know you guys study to, get better jobs, better career. But the purpose is there are 5 questions that we need to know about ourselves. And actually, those 5 questions are the most important questions in the world. And the number one question that I want to share with you is that everyone makes is, who am I? Who are you? It's a simple question, but a lot of us, we don't know how to answer those questions. Who am I? You're not what your father say you are. You're not what the teachers say you are. You're not what people think about you. Do you know who you are? Did you discover who you are? That's a very important question, because when I know who I am, I won't do things that other people are doing because they are different from me. Are you guys with me on this? So if I know who I am, I know also where I'm going. And a lot of people, they don't know who they are. And they do things because other people are doing. And it's not part of their nature. It's not part of your nature. So it's very important for you to understand that. So 99% of people in the world have no idea who they are. And that's sad, because you are unique. You guys understand what I'm saying here? You are unique. You are created with some unique things that God put in your life, and the world needs what you have. The world needs what you have inside of you. That's very important. And number one question, who am I? Who are you? Can you ask your neighbor, hey, who are you? Ask the person close to you. Ask your friend close to you. Say, who are you, man? Do you know who you are? Who are you? Who are you? I realize that because people don't know who they are, they will live a life unfulfilled, unhappy, working in jobs that they never like it, doing things that they don't want to do it, but because they have to pay bills, because they have to give an answer to society, they keep doing what they're doing because they don't know who they are. When you don't know who you are, you end up doing bad things. If you know that you are a king or a queen, you're going to act like a king or a queen. But if you don't know who you are, you're going to be with the crowd. Second thing I want to talk to you is every human being make the questions, where am I from? That's why a lot of people study evolution, because we like to know where we came from. We believe, I know this is a Christian school, we believe we came from God. And the scientists, they're trying to prove that we came from God. Why I believe we came from God? Not from evolution. I believe because everything on earth is created with a purpose. That's what I want to talk about today. Everything on earth is created with a purpose. There's nothing in this world without a purpose. Have you ever thought about that? Nothing. Your cell phone was created with a purpose. You don't complain if your cell phone doesn't drive for you, because it was not created to drive for you, not drive your car. Your cell phone has a purpose, and maybe have many purposes. But a lot of things your cell phone cannot do it. Everything on earth, every animal, every person, everything that is created, we create things with purpose. My laptop is not, my tablet actually is here with a purpose. So we as a human being, we have purpose on earth. So that's why I believe that God created us, because He created us with purpose. And we have the responsibility to take care of the earth. So where am I from is another question. Because talk about what you have. If you come from a monkey, you do monkey things. But we can't come from a monkey because God gave us opportunity to see the future. One of the greatest difference between man and the animals is the power of imagination. We are the only creature on earth that can see the future before do something. I'm going to say that again. We are the only creature on earth that can see the future before make it. For example, this building here was before be built was in someone's head. He saw the building in his head. The shirt that you're wearing today was in someone's head before it was built. Why? Because we have the power of the imagination. Are you guys with me on this? That's why a teacher can teach you things that you're not living it, but with your mind, you can understand. Can you see how important you are? What you have in your heart, what you have in your mind. So when you know where we came from, we know that we have something. The third question that we have is, why am I here? Why are you here on earth? Because you have a purpose. Being here on earth talks about purpose. Talk about destiny. And a lot of people will spend their whole life not knowing why they are here. Maybe you're really smart. Maybe you came from a good family, but you don't know why you're here. And that's a sad question, because when you don't know why you're here, because when you don't know your purpose, you're going to abuse who you are. When you don't know a purpose of a thing, you're going to abuse that thing. Can I give you examples? Is tobacco plant created by God or not? Yes. Cocaine plant created by God or not? Oh, I'm getting in trouble here today. They are created by God. But because men don't know the purpose of those plants, they abuse it. If you use them in a hospital, you can be healed. But if you use them in the streets, you're going to be dope. You're going to abuse your own body. So when you don't know a purpose of a thing, you abuse it. You misuse it. I think people abuse other people because they don't know their purpose. And what is inside of you is so powerful, it's so profound, and actually nobody knows actually what is inside of you, because everything that God created, He put inside of us. God is really a smart God. He put the seed of a tree inside of the tree. When you see a mango, it's not only the fruit or the result of a tree or of a mango tree. Inside of the mango is the seed to another mango tree. Are you guys with me on this? Can I say again? So the end is the beginning. So your future, watch me carefully. Your future is not ahead of you, it's inside of you. So what are you doing here in the school? You know what you're doing? You're developing your seed. You're taking out all your potential so you can do things that God created to do. So it's very important for us to understand. That's why you never treat anyone in a bad way, because I don't know what is inside of you. What is inside of you? Maybe you even don't know. Maybe you're not that handsome like I am, but what is inside of you can change the world. Maybe you are seated right now next to the next Bill Gates or Steve Jobs. You don't know what is inside of the person next to you. And then in the future you can say, man, I studied with that guy. I was with him in school. Every time I look to people, I see great things inside of them. Tell your neighbor, say, man, you don't know what is inside of me. Tell your neighbor, say, you don't know what is inside of me. You don't know what I have in me. You know why? Maybe your neighbor can be your next boss. She likes it. You guys have great potential. So why am I here talks about purpose, the original intent of things. I wanna share a little things to find your purpose. Number one, just because you don't know your purpose on earth does not mean that you don't have one. Are you guys with me on this? Yes. It's too fast? No. You guys get what I'm saying here? You're too quiet, right? So let's see, I was born 10,000 years ago. And suddenly I woke up today. And I have no idea what is this. And I got this remote control. And I know the purpose of it. Just because I don't know the purpose of it doesn't mean it doesn't have a purpose. Am I right? Yes. The purpose is still there. Just because you don't know your purpose or your friend's purpose does not mean that he doesn't have a purpose. That's why I want to encourage you to find your purpose, to find your destiny, the reason why are you here. And I love this. The wealthiest place on earth is in a cemetery. The wealthiest place on earth is in a cemetery, not in a bank. You know, maybe people think, man, if I own a bank, I will be, the richest guy on earth. No. Why is in a cemetery? Because in a cemetery, there are books that was never written, music that was never played, ideas that was never built, business that was never, opened. Because a lot of people, they're dying with full potential. I'm 32 years old now. And I have many friends. They were really smart, full of wisdom, but had no courage. They're not living well because they didn't believe that everything that they need got put inside of them. Everything that you need is inside of you. The purpose of work, let me tell you this, is not for you to pay bills, to have a nice car, to travel to Disney. You know, I live 2 hours from Disney. It's amazing. My daughter is 2 years old. She already knows Disney. You know, she already knows the word Disney. And every time she calls me, she's in the United States right now. She say, "Daddy, are you coming back?" I say, "Yes, I am." She say, "I want to go to Disney. I want to see Mickey Mouse." Can you believe that? She's only 2 years old. Spending all my money with Mickey. Oh, my Lord. And now she thinks that she's a princess. That's amazing. Oh, Lord. So you have a purpose is inside of you. You have a destiny. You have gifts that God put inside of you. They're different. They're different from one another. And you should embrace it. When I was younger, I thought I didn't have any value. I saw so many nice people. I was not the best student in a class, you know. Can I talk to someone right here today? Am I right? Like, I was not the, take A+ guy. I was the kind of C, D, maybe E. You know what I'm saying? But just because I was not the best or the greatest student in my school, I didn't have a purpose. I had a purpose. I had something inside of me. And your job is to find out your purpose. That's your greatest job, is to find out your purpose. So work is not for you to be, but it's for you to manifest. I'm going to say that again. Your work is not for you to become, you know what I mean? Like, I'm going to work this. I tell people all the time, people want to be a doctor, medical, in this medical field. And I don't believe that you study to be a doctor. I believe that you're a doctor, that's why you study. People who just want to be a doctor because they want a status is not going to be good. I see Weberton. He's a dear friend of mine. He goes to my house with Sylvia, and I love it. They come once a year. And Weberton, he's a teacher. He was born a teacher. When you talk to him, you want to explain every little detail, everything over and over again to make sure that you understood. He's a teacher. He didn't need a diploma because he was a teacher. Teachers are teachers. They want to teach everywhere. I think about his wife sometimes. How bad it is sometimes with her, you know what I'm saying? Probably he want to teach her every little thing and explain over and over again because he's a teacher. What is your purpose? Why are you here? And there are some ways to find out about your purpose. If my iPad works, I will remember. All right. First of all, your purpose is, how can I find out about my purpose? Well, things that you like to do is giving you a tip. What do you like to do? I'm not talking about playing video games, right, guys? People, oh my God, I'm so sad right now. But things that you like to do. Maybe you don't like Portuguese or English class, or maybe Portuguese class. You're not called to be a Portuguese teacher. Don't worry about it. But you're going to be called to do other things. I'm not saying that you don't have to study, though. You have to study. It's going to be important for you. But the areas that you like is where your purpose is. Not only your purpose, but your talent. And another thing about destiny is, you guys probably, what I'm saying right now, just keep in your heart. Because years from now, we're going to need what I'm saying to you. Your destiny is going to make you uncomfortable. You're not going to be that happy in the place where you are right now or in the future. I saw people like, I had friends, they were finishing college, you know, and to be a doctor, to be a medical doctor, and in the medical field. And I have to say this, finishing college, they realized they are called and their destinies to be a lawyer. Thank God they did it. Because the thing that you don't want in the world is a doctor that don't want to be a doctor. You know, can you see that? You go to do a surgery and a doctor say, you know, man, I'm here, I have to, you know, do this with you, but I don't like to be a doctor. I'm just here because, you know, the money's good. You say, okay, I don't want to do it, surgery anymore, sorry. So you have to find your desire, things in your life. Your destiny you make comfortable. Another thing is, what can I do? Is the fourth question that we have. Who am I? Where am I from? Why I'm here? And what can I do? What can I do talks about your potential. Talks about what is inside of you. You guys know Genesis 1, 2, and 3. Have you heard about Adam and Eve leaving the Garden of Eden? Have you heard about it? Yes. It's an interesting story. I have some questions all the time when I read. First of all, I ask why God put the tree of knowledge of good and evil in the middle of the garden. Have you ever made that question? Some people think that God want to tempt Adam and Eve. God put a tree of knowledge of good and evil over there because he was giving them a choice to walk with him or not. God always going to give you a choice. He created you with a purpose and the best purpose. He put everything inside of you, but he always going to give you a choice. But another thing that's very interesting, that God, when he created Adam and Eve, I don't know if you know that, but they were naked. Think about it a little bit. Not too much, but think about it. God didn't give them a clothes. He didn't give them bed or a house. He just gave a garden full of trees and animals. Why? Because God gave the man the most important thing. He gave the man a brain. And I explained that. God didn't give man a bedroom or a bed because the bed was inside of a tree. So God wanted man to work to make things happen. He didn't give a man an airplane, but a plane was inside of iron. See, his intelligence. So God, he gave the material, but wants the man to work with him. That's why I'm saying everything you need is not outside, it's inside of you. I'm always thinking about the guy who created the air conditioning. I think about was 50s and 60s, I forgot his name. Maybe he's in heaven right now. Think about the world without an AC. How bad it would be. Why? We have probably at least 10,000 years of history in the world. why nobody created an AC. It was inside of a mind of a man. What is inside of a mind? You have no idea. You have no idea. And another thing, the last question that I want to say to you that every man makes, where am I going? Talks about your future. It talks about your eternity. A lot of us, we have no idea where am I going. When you know who you are, where you came from, what your potential, your purpose, you want to know where you're going. What is your destiny? Well, let me tell you something. Because everything on earth is created, included us. When I want to know a purpose of a thing, I don't ask the thing. I have a remote control right now, and if I ask the remote control what is his purpose in life, he can't answer me. A lot of us, we try to find the answer for our lives in ourselves. But that's the only thing that we can find ourselves. You know who knows the remote control? The guy who created. That's why when we buy the air conditioner, the remote control, we have a manual. And the manual talks about the purpose and the potential of every little thing that we have. I hope this encourages you to live a good life and to live a life with a purpose. Every time I see a family being destroyed, every time I see people, abusing of drugs, every time I see people with great potential not living well, I believe it's because they're not living what God's plan for them. God's plan for us are always the best, always the great things. Okay?